if anybody's open to sharing. Like, have you felt like it's boosted your business already in 5 days?
I've definitely gotten more leads, like new leads.
Awesome. I really can tell the simplicity. Like, I know we've already said this, but I can tell the simplicity because nobody really like wants a video and nobody really cares. I mean, I've had a couple, but for the most part, like everybody's just kind of like, okay, it does that. Great. I'll take it. Like, they're not asking all the sciencey questions and there's not all the explanation. And I think it's going to be great across the board for everyone because some people just aren't sciencey, and some people just don't have that background. So I don't think people care when it comes to mood and metabolism. So I've really noticed that that change for me with people. Like, I haven't had to explain anything. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I wanted to do is I would love to hear goals, if you're comfortable sharing them, whether it's rank or volume or whatever your goals are, 5 for 500, getting your me in 3. I would love to hear those to start with as everybody jumps on. So if you feel comfortable sharing those, just unmute yourself and share that real quick with us.
It's time now. Please open up your final coolers. Mandatory ingredients for your desserts are corn chip bars.
Not everybody at once.
2 hearts.
Who was that? Sandy? Katie Blair?
No, it was Katie Blair.
Oh, okay. Awesome. So Katie, 2 heart. Anyone else?
I'll go. I mean, you've already heard my goals, but I'll go in here.
Everybody else hasn't.
Okay, so my goal is to hit platinum this month, and help 3 of my girls to bronze. Depending on, well, my crazy goal would be to hit leader.
Kayla and I like to have like a attainable goal that still takes a lot of work, but then we both, and I think there's probably about 30% of us in this group that do this. And then like a crazy goal, like, if all the chips land where they're supposed to and all of the work pays off in this 30 days, because we know sometimes it takes 60 or 90 in the funnel, but some months are just fire and everybody wants to enroll that month. So we always have a crazy goal, like an extreme reach. And I think it's fun because usually if you don't make the crazy goal, you make the original goal because you're reaching for the crazy goal. So we've continued doing that since the beginning. Anyone else?
I'll go. I'm going to try and get bronze this month.
Awesome.
You're going to get
totally doable. Yeah, totally doable. Like, honestly, like Katie said, 2 heart, if you are focusing on edge this month, I truly believe that anyone, even just starting, can get to 3 heart or even bronze in their first month. Totally doable. Just be consistent, which you are, Michelle, and it'll keep rolling in. It's only the 5th of the month, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Anyone else?
I'm still trying to figure it all out, but I have 2, and I think I've got the 3rd one tonight.
Well, I think that's awesome because I, from the beginning, say you are here. We are all here to learn as we earn. Like, why are we going to wait? Like you're learning and you're almost to your me in 3. That's awesome. And you've been doing it for like less than a week or something. So that's awesome. All right. Anyone else?
Kamala, maybe since there are so many new people, you could kind of run through like what some of those first month, 2nd month, 3rd month goals could be for those who are like, yeah, I don't know what my goals should be.
Yeah, I can do that. Janelle, you want to go ahead and share your goal first? I saw you unmuting.
Sure, we're still fixing dinner.
That's okay.
3 minimum. We really want to try to help 5 of our team to hit bronze this month.
Awesome.
There shouldn't be any reason why platinum isn't obtainable. We are really reaching for leader though.
Okay. Awesome. And totally doable. Like really totally doable. I think that it's going to be easy this month to not set our goals high enough. But if we are consistent and what's going on right now continues through the month, I don't think that there is going to be any problem that most people will surpass their goals that they would usually just think are semi-attainable, just because of the influx of, and something really cool that Cassie and I were talking about today is when, this is really similar to what critical mass is going to look like. Okay. So the more individuals that you have underneath you, the bigger it's going to look, right? So our goal right now is to be uber focused on this business so that we have that foundation, because although this looks like critical mass, it's not yet, which is even more amazing because this is awesome and it's going to be 10 times that, right? But that foundation right now that you're working on is what's going to allow you to see that massive momentum. And now it's kind of looking like 9 to 12 months. We'll see, but that's kind of what it's looking like. But Cassie and I were talking about it, and she said, really what happens now is, okay, so there's going to be another influx when all of you guys get your edge, right? So this is pre-order. But then there's going to be an influx when you guys get your edge. But really the big growth is going to be 30 or 60 days later when all the customers see the results of this product and they begin upgrading. Word of mouth gets around. They're referring people to you. And Amari just begins like exploding. So the next 3 months are going to be really exciting. Could be very exhausting. But a good overwhelming exhausting, right? But just prepare for it because it's coming, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yes, Crystal, I am ready for the exhaustion.
I just
All
want to
right.
say, I just want to say really quick, because I know
Yeah, go
there's
ahead.
are in different things. Like putting your belief into action is so important. It's so important because I've seen people just over the past year like have sparks of belief and then they drop the ball in the action part. And so for any of you, whether you've been in as long as me and Cam and Kayla, or you're still brand new, that action and consistency is what's going to continue to take you further and further in growing your business and helping more people.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that belief is what's going to keep you fueled, because for those of you that are new, like it's exhilarating, right? Like as the leads come in and the the enrollments come in, but there are times when it is exhausting, but that belief in the vision that's coming is what's going to keep you fueled. Because like I already have my head like set that I'm going to work this 5 years nonstop and I'll do that for 5 years. I will work consistency and run through critical mass to be able to then just work maintenance, right? Because that's reality. When you're in a company before critical mass, you're going to have that privilege. If you're willing to work the next 3 to 5 years to your income goals, it's going to be just maintenance after that. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds beautiful to me. Anyone else want to share their goals before I'll kind of do a rundown of them for those of you that are new and aren't real abreast of what our goals usually are.
There are 2 in the chat. Ashley says, I'm getting bronze this month. My big crazy is silver. And April said 3 heart and get my 5 for 500.
All right, awesome.
Yeah,
April, three
actually-
hearts. 3 hearts too low for you. Oh, you're cutting out. Are you there, April?
I know. I'd like to go. bare minimum. Can you hear me? Yeah, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
driving. I forgot. I bought something from the store the other day. I didn't get it. So. But yeah, I want to at least hit that. That's like the bare minimum what I want to do this month.
All right, awesome. So your crazy goal is bronze then? Because that's totally doable for you right now.
Yes, I would like to hit bronze.
All right, awesome. All right, so for those of you that are new, I was going to run over a couple of like new things for new people in the beginning also. Anyway, so we'll do this too. So a lot of the goals that are normal for our first month, second month, third month in the business is we always want to reach for our man 3 first. So our man 3 is when we have 3 individuals underneath us. It doesn't matter if they're wellness partners or customers, and they are ordering 100 PV at least each. And you have ordered at least your 100 PV, excuse me, and you have a total volume so yourself and anyone under you of 600 OV. And what that's going to do is give you your $135 bonus, which pays for your product. Plus you're going to get commission on top of that. Janelle, you've worked that out before. Isn't it like 220 or something? Is that about right?
It's 205.
205. Okay. So that's with just the 3 individuals. That's like the bare minimum. If you have 3 individuals that you've enrolled and they're ordering and you fit into those parameters. The other goal that's always should be on everybody's radar every month is the 5 for 500. So every month, if you enroll 5 people with at least, now it's $129.95 enrollment, it doesn't matter if they're customers or wellness partners, you are guaranteed $500 in commissions. And that is available every month right now. That's a promotion going on, but it's a great goal to reach for every month, especially if you haven't made it to the guaranteed minimum income ranks yet. So after that, if we're talking about ranks, then 1 heart, 2 heart, and 3 heart are all just volume. So 1 heart is 300 overall volume. And this means, when I say overall volume, it means yourself and anyone you've enrolled. So it can be customers or wellness partners. And then if they're wellness partners, it's anyone they've enrolled as well. So it's your entire organization. So 1 heart is 300 OV, 2 heart is 750, and 3 heart is 1500. Once you get to 2 heart, you start earning free product points. So that's awesome. Like you start at 50 and then 3 hearts, you go up to 100. Once you're bronze, you get up to, you get 200 product points. Plus you're in that guaranteed minimum income. So those are some of the goals that we like to reach for. And those of us that have organizations and teams, we like to also add in our goals to help the people we're leading to reach for their goals too. So if you guys have questions about any of those because you're new, there's lots of information in the Level Up Leaders page about that stuff, but reach out to any of us and we can explain that further for you. You can also Google. I don't see this entire thing on the app yet. I haven't looked for it in the past month or two, so maybe it is. But if you Google Amare Global's compensation plan, you can see like everything in detail. Like it's like 25 pages long, and you can see every single like part of the compensation plan, and even like the pools that you can get extra shares in. It's really, really informative. I would recommend you guys checking it out if you haven't yet.
Hey, Cam.
Yeah.
Question about like when you're a 2 heart, I know you get 50 subscribe and save points. When do those, because they don't hit on the first of the month, right?
They hit on the first of the following. Okay, so if in January you hit 2 heart, in February it's confirmed on the 15th. So what I mean by confirmed is like there's not a bunch of like returns that make you lose that, that takes back the amount that you reached. So it's confirmed on the 15th of February. So you earned it in January, confirmed on the 15th of February. You're paid on the 15th or in the middle of the month of February. And then on March 1st is when you will receive those guaranteed SSR points from January.
Okay.
So
That's
the first time is a somewhat of a wait, but as long as you're maintaining it, then every month after that, it'll be consecutive.
okay. Great. Thanks. That was my question.
You're welcome. And also an important thing to note that I did not know in the beginning is, so in order to receive your commissions, you need to spend 100 PV. That's what will get your commissions. But in order to take advantage of the guaranteed income and the guaranteed product points that you start gaining at Two Heart, you actually need to spend 140 PV. So you don't need to worry about that necessarily until Two Heart, but once you're Two Heart, in order to get that, you have to spend 140 PV. And I actually missed out on a month of mine because I totally fluked and didn't order the 140. And it was like 200 points that I missed out on. So make sure that if you are in that rank, that you are ordering that amount so that you will ensure that you get those free points. All right, so real quick, one more thing for individuals who are new. I want you to know the calls that are most important for you to be on. I cannot encourage you enough to take part in the calls. There's just so much good information, and every call is a different nugget of action that you can take, and every call is a little different. We've always got different people on Beck's call training different things, but so much actionable advice that will really help you grow your business. So the first call that I recommend that you're on is our team call, because it's like our small intimate call where we learn, we kind of try to go over everything that's going on, a lot of housekeeping stuff, and to keep abreast of anything that is happening within our team or the whole organization. The second call, and that's always tonight, Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. On Tuesdays at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time is Beck's team call, and it's always a new training. Tomorrow it's actually going to be based around Edge and some scripts on reaching out to people that were in your funnel, but they haven't actually pulled the trigger, but you're going to be introducing them to Edge. So Jen is leading that call tomorrow, but every week it's a little different. And then I used to say Wednesday nights was the number 3 call for corporate, because I think it's so important that you stay connected to corporate. I now think that the number 3 call should be Mike Brown, Beck, and Cassie, which is on Thursdays. Is it noon? Somebody correct me if that's wrong. I always think it's noon or 1. I get them mixed up. I think it's noon.
Noon.
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Eastern Standard Time. If you can work those 3 calls, and they're all available for replay. So if you cannot be on them, I love being on them live because I can answer questions and you feel the energy, and you can ask anything that you need to. But if you can't, the replays work. That's totally fine. If you can work those 3 calls in each week, you will see a world of difference in the actions that you're moving forward with, because everybody has different advice, right? Like, we all are a little different. Like I've been used to Beck for, probably 9 months, but now, or 10 months, but now that Cassie's in on Mike Brown's call, I'm hearing, both sides of it. And it just gives me different ways to move forward with stuff and a different viewpoint. And I love that. So those are the 3 calls I recommend that you're on. I also highly recommend that whoever enrolled you, reach out to them and let them know what your goals are. What are your long-term income goals, and how much time are you willing to carve out? Because it's really simple to say, I want gold because I want an extra $2,000 a month, but I can only work this, 2 hours a week. That's probably not attainable. But if you reach out to us, let us know what your goals are and what time you have. We can help you be more efficient with that. My recommendation to people always in the beginning is, if you have 5 hours a week that you could carve out for the entire week, however that works for you, a half hour in the morning, half hour in the evening, whatever works for you, to create content, to follow up with the people in your funnel, and to work on enrollments and carts, you're going to see consistency in your business enrollments. But you have to be willing to really carve out that time. And the reason I'm kind of focusing on this is because over the past 2 weeks, I've just had a lot of people that feel a little discouraged about where they want to be, but they're not there. And so sometimes that's just because this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. But sometimes it's because we're just not dedicating consistent time to it. So and it doesn't always mean that you have to, it doesn't have to be full time. It just needs to be consistent. So if you need one of us to help you kind of, tell you how much time probably needs to be carved out according to your goals, I would be happy to do that. And I know that Janelle and Joe, Kayla, Crystal, any of us Mara would be happy to help you with that. All right, so we have a really great opportunity coming up on the 8th, which is, it's Thursday, right? Let me make sure. No,
Yeah.
Wednesday or Thursday?
It's Thursday.
Thursday, okay. On Thursday at 8 p.m., Dr. Sean has agreed to do a opportunity event totally surrounded around Edge. So what that's going to look like is kind of like Amare Live. It's going to be I have wording for you guys for prospects for business and prospects for customers. They are going to jump in a Zoom, which we have, I think there were some issues, and I honestly didn't know till today. Crystal made that known to me, and I'm so glad she did. With last week's call or 2 weeks ago's call with Dr. Sean about Edge, I guess it capped out at 100 people, and it wasn't letting anybody else in. So we're going to use, this is just our team. So it's Jen, Mandy, myself, and Megan, and all of our organizations. It's not the whole company. So, but Amare Global is going to let us use their account so that we can have unlimited amount of individuals to come in. So the first 20 to 25 minutes, we have worked out a plan of questions for Dr. Sean. It's going to be scripted. It's not going to be like open question and answer. So it's the questions that are most often asked, because these are prospects that might have these questions. And then at the end of Dr. Sean's segment, he's going to end it with like, why, because Dr. Sean has been contracted with a lot of other companies to be their biochemist in the past. So he's very familiar with, products and what is up and coming and so on and so forth. So we're kind of going to ask him why mental wellness, why this mood, motivation, metabolism, and let that take us into like the business part of it. And Pat has agreed to come in and talk about critical mass and talk about how Edge is going to be, the catalyst for growth if this business opportunity is something you're interested in. And then Beck is going to end it out with, she's really good at basically making the close for you. And then she'll send them back to whoever invited them. It is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, in my opinion, to invite any prospect, anyone that is a customer that has mentioned to you that they might be interested in the business. This would be great for them too. So it's open to anyone that any of our team can invite anyone they want. You will have a Zoom link, like I said, and that will be at 8 p.m. We're going to try to keep it at 40 minutes because, prospects aren't excited as we are. And we thought an hour might be it might run over, but we thought an hour might scare some people off. Like they might not want to dedicate an hour to it. So, oh, and if they're on live, it is going to be available for replay. We're going to record it, but if they are on live, corporate has agreed to do giveaways, not of Edge. That's the only thing they won't agree to, but giveaways of like sleep and energy, mood. I even think that, I can't remember whether they said they do have mental fitness or fundamentals pack, but all kinds of great prizes. So, and I have that in the wording for you. So hopefully that will be an incentive for people to come and watch it live. But I'm super excited about it. I think that it'll be good. Any questions about that, or things that you would like to see in it, or questions that you would like to be answered by Dr. Sean that you think would be helpful for your prospects?
I just put the graphic that Megan made in the chat if anybody wants to use that, unless you were going to upload it to Level Up Leaders.
I will upload it there, but thank you for doing that. That's great. And then I will also upload the wording for, I'll probably just do it under the graphic. There will be one for customers and one for business prospects. And I recommend that you send those out probably tomorrow evening. That's a good time to allow you follow up if need be, or if they have questions, and then you can remind them again on Thursday. So kind of like we do Amari Live, just look at it like it's an Amari Live, really, the way that you would handle that. And if that's foreign to you because you're new, reach out to us and we will help you. Any other questions, or is there any specific questions that you guys think Dr. Sean needs to answer? Like, I think we're definitely going to go over like the keto, sugar-free, that question. Rice flour, that's been a huge question. Allergies, like he'll talk about that there's no proteins in it, because a lot of people have those questions. Anything else that you guys can think of?
I have a potential customer that is allergic to some tree nuts, and where the lychee was listed as a tree nut, even though they only use the skin, it would like to know if that was something she should be concerned about.
Okay, so the answer to that is that there are no proteins from the lychee fruit or the palm fruit, because palm fruit is sometimes can cause nut allergies as well. And most individuals actually, I mean, allergies can be funny, obviously, but the majority of individuals have allergic reactions due to the protein, and there is no protein because these are all extracts. But that tree nut question definitely should be in there, because you are the third person today that I've heard that from.
Kamala, I've been asked, even just by the few people that I've been talking to, about like the cardiac effects and if it's a stimulant. I've seen a lot of people asking, questions about that.
Okay, so I'm not aware if you know the answer or not, but there are no stimulants, and it does not cause any cardiovascular activity. But I will share with him that that's a question that's being asked a lot.
Janetta put in the chat, someone is interested in Edge, but they want to know what the difference is between our products and Thrive. I don't know if he'll address anything like that, but
I actually had somebody message me today about that. I don't know if he will compare other products. I know that he will tell you that there's nothing formulated like this on the market. But I can put that on my list for sure. And he's really good about writing up PDFs for that. Like if there's certain products that Thrive has, I'm not even familiar with their stuff, to be honest. But I think that they have energy stuff, because I've had people ask me the difference between the two. So that might be something that Dr. Sean would be willing to work on in PDF form for us. Anything else?
Jan Horn says, I can't access my microphone. If there is rice flour and edge, how are there no carbs?
That's a wonderful question. And I know he answered it, but I don't remember how. Does anybody else remember? I can't remember the answer to it.
There's
It's
so much
something to do-
information with just 3 little ingredients.
I can't hear. Like it's cutting out.
Go, Kayla.
Was that Crystal?
I remember being on a call and it had to do with the way you digest it. So, or lack thereof. Like you don't digest the whatever the rice flour. Is that what the question was? Like, how is there no carbs? So it
Yes.
has something to do with the digestion. Like you don't digest it and process it the same. But I mean, I say go ahead and ask him. But that's what I heard one of the calls he was on with us.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and I mean, even if we know the answers to the questions, really the goal of this isn't to educate us. We are getting to that point where we know the answers. The goal is what is going to be the hurdle for these prospects. And so I love hearing from all you guys because we all have different anything else?
I've had a lot of kid questions like, can they take it? And I know the answer is yes, but maybe it would be a good one for him to address. My audience is a lot of the kids pack. So there's a lot of people asking me about it.
Throw pregnant nursing women in there too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to know, I've had some people that have asked about kids, how young? I know I was on one of the calls and somebody asked, about kids that were like 8, 9 years old, like, is that kind of the cutoff age or?
We
I
will,
think-
sorry.
No, go
we
ahead.
will give a half of a dose is kind of what he recommended in the beginning.
Mhm.
And when it comes, we will give our 6-year-old a half of a dose and go from there. But mine take a half of an energy also and do well with it, including, I mean, Pearson will drink the energy out of my cup and does great also.
I heard
Okay.
somebody ask about a 4-year-old, and his response was that he would do a half of a scoop. So that's
Can
the
I-
youngest I've heard him ask about or
Can I ask,
respond about.
why are people wanting this particular product for their children? Like what are the thoughts with that? Kind of
It
like
I'll
has a lot
answer-
of like a similar to Ritalin effect. So children that
That's what I
are.
was-
Mhm.
I
Go ahead,
have been-
Kayla.
I have on it, like I've been off and on ADHD medicine, I'll tell you, since I was a very young child. And that is truly the feeling I get from it. So it was really weird for me in the beginning as like, I wasn't sure what I was getting out of the edge. Like I knew I liked it, but I wasn't sure. And Dr. Sean said, like for somebody who has been on Ritalin and then not been on Ritalin, and then you take it, it really is the clearest focus that I've experienced not on medication.
And then the other thing that I've been approached about it for is 2 people have asked me about their children who are overweight. So I think they're looking at it from that standpoint too.
The ones that I've gotten questions from about for kids have been more just like wanting to know like the safety of the product more or less than like necessarily wanting to use it for kids, kind of wanting to know like who the audience is. Is it like just for women? Is it,
Right. And I think that I'm hoping, because this has been addressed through numerous levels, I'm hoping that there's more marketing that comes out that shows this is a great product for men. This is a great product for children. So that has been addressed, and hopefully, you know, honestly, the marketing department has a list about this long of things that we think that they should do differently. And but the really cool thing about where we are in this company is, and you keep hearing people say it, like we're pioneering this company, but in all honesty, that's what's happening, because they want to hear what's going on the field. They want to know, like, what are we doing right? What are we doing wrong? And what they, you know, even if it's not wrong, it doesn't feel like the marketing is all inclusive at this point. And so we've kind of voiced that. So, because really, I think, and I know that Joe would second this sentiment, that men are going to love, love, love this product. So we need to market it to them. So it's on the long list of things to change or add for marketing.
I know I talked to my son-in-law about it on Sunday. Josh, I know you know him, Kayla, Kamala. Shoo. Having one of those word days. He's really kind of looking forward to it for the purpose of getting rid of his energy drinks. Because I told him, I said, this has got to be a much healthier option for you. And he also has some digestive problems that he's being treated for. And, you know, I've been trying to talk to him about the fundamentals and those kind of things. And we've already ordered the kids pack for Eli. So I've been talking to them, and they are been very open to it. We're just kind of waiting for to pull the trigger for the money parts of it and stuff. And I told, you know, they're going to try it when I get mine and just see how it goes for them.
Awesome.
But I would think that the people that are like straight up addicted to this massive caffeine stuff would have to like this better. I mean, if you're not going to get that stuff gives me the jitters. I can't hardly drink it at all. I don't even like it. But you know, if it gives you the clarity and the energy without having all that craziness, that has to be better.
Well, and there are some people in the test group that were very high caffeine drinkers that have there's a couple that have totally stopped drinking their caffeine. And some people are still doing the energy and edge together. But most of the high caffeine drinkers have cut it at least in half, if not 3/4. And that's huge. I mean, because some people are drinking pots of coffee a day, you know, like that's not super healthy. So April says she's doing energy and edge, but she hasn't been drinking soda. Yeah, and that's my favorite combination. You know, Dr. Sean said in that, I think it was the call that we had, that, you know, they created this line to be flexible and to meet the needs of everyone, like different lifestyles, which I absolutely love. But something else that's became very clear to me is, I think, like, almost all of our products are safe for children. Like, I get the question a lot, like, can children take sleep? Yes, they can take sleep. It's not marketed to them. And I keep saying, when are we getting kids sleep? When are we getting kids sleep? Because I want to sleep that's like, you know, in a kid's mood stick for my little ones. and apparently that's in the works. So, but our products are very safe. I mean, they're truly herbs and probiotic, phytobiotic, prebiotic blends. So I think that's awesome. All right. Any other questions about that you think prospects would want to hear about Edge? I have tree nut allergies, the stimulant, the fact that it's no stimulants, but does it have cardiovascular, you know, ramifications? How is it 0 carbs if there's rice flour? Is it okay for kids, pregnant women, or nursing women? How young? And yeah, that's all I have so far. Anything else?
Well, I was thinking, I've got a lot of friends, well, several friends who are like post-cancer treatment. So they're on medications. And so, you know, is this going to interact with that, with those types of medications?
I think his answer is like every single medication question I've heard ask of him, the answer is no. But I think that maybe the question, are there any medications that this does interact with? But I think I've heard him say no, even in a catch-all, but I will put that down there.
Yeah, I have heard him say that, but I know that there will be those that still have that question.
Amanda wrote in the chat, just to throw in one roadblock I've come across. I can't tell you how many times I've heard from my boys that the jitters are good. These kids are brainwashed to think the jitter from pre-workouts are a good thing. How do we script around that?
Just don't say no jitters. That's what I would do. I'd just cut out that. I'd probably just say no stimulants, no caffeine, but still is increasing your energy and motivation. And I just would probably leave that out. It's a really interesting feeling. I can't wait for you guys all to try it. Like there's actually this sounds weird because every time I say it, I think it sounds like you're high, but there's a head change. Like, and what I think it is that brain wave enhancement that Dr. Sean's talking about, and like instant clarity. So you actually kind of feel it. For me, I keep clocking it because I'm just curious. Somewhere between 7 and 12 minutes, I start to feel it. And it's about 5 minutes of me kind of feeling the fog lift and feeling clarity like really come in and me hone in on whatever I'm doing. That feels way better than the jitters to me. So I don't know. I'd probably just leave out that there is no jitters. Maybe they'll just assume because there's motivation and energy that they're going to get that jittery feeling. I don't know. Like, all right. Anything else?
The only thought that I have is not a particular question, but just that he'll focus on the weight loss portion of it at some point. Just
Oh, Crystal, you're cutting out.
Oh, well, I've got a pressure washer going in the background too. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Kind of. You're in and out. I heard you say focus on the weight loss part.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that we are I really think I don't know how everybody on this team feels. I have heard people say that they're like they might not want to go down the weight loss road. I don't know. Like I think for some people it's like maybe there's some trauma in that. I'm not 100% sure. But for corporate and for the executives and most of the people on the leaders team, the leaders calls that I've heard, that's going to be their focus because that's really what people need and that's what people want. And as much as, and I've probably said this before, but as much as we know that root healing is what we really want to see, how are we going to get the masses to believe in root healing? And I think it's bringing them in on a product that makes them feel good and look good and them seeing results and trusting us as the individuals that have shared it and then begin educating them on other products. But I definitely think that will be his focus. I think that, and he really seems to like the motivation component too. Because the reality of it is when we feel better, the ability for us to exercise and to move forward as healthy individuals is going to be increased. So I think that he will definitely, that will be his main focus. I think that's everybody's, I think marketing it is, your best bet is going to be to market it that way. That's what sells, like you're saying, Crystal. What about business side? Is there anything specific that you guys would want to hear Pat and or Beck focus on? I mean, they're really good at what they do anyway, but sometimes, and this is what they said today, like sometimes we miss the little things that people that have not been in network marketing or the field are curious about. Is there anything that you guys can think of? Why here, why now? That's good, Crystal. Anything else? So I'm sure, go ahead, whoever.
I think that something that was really important for me that really helped me understand to want to make the shift and change to join the business was the other businesses that are out there have been around for a long time. And so building a business with those that are more household names are much more harder, especially for people that have been experienced in those kind of businesses and not found success. Because, you know, I've been in that place before, you know, joined in another direct sales venture and just don't find success. It doesn't matter. You just feel like you're spinning your wheels. But this is different because it hasn't reached that critical mass. And so you have that opportunity to become one of those big players, so to speak, and really reach your goals and not feel like you're spinning your wheels. I think at least that's what I got from it.
Yes, definitely. And I can shout that, Julia, like from the rooftops, because I don't think the majority of people, I even think there's a lot of people in our company that don't understand it. Like, I don't know that, I think the release of pre-orders for Edge has kind of opened people's eyes to what's coming, but I think that that's super important. And Pat's really good about that. You probably haven't been on a call with him yet, but he's super good about the timing of where the company is. And he's really good about talking about critical mass and why now and things like that. So I'm sure he will talk about that. And I think, I don't think I said this before, but Beck will definitely hone in on the simple systems that we have in place and how easy it is to like add and tag, and everything's kind of there for you. For those of you that have been in network marketing before, you know that that's not the norm. So that will be good also, because I think that that's important to a lot of people, especially if this isn't their only stream of income, to be able, and they don't have the time to, you know, work up full time. That simple systems in place is helpful. Anyone else? All right, so that's Thursday at 8 p.m. And after I get off this call, I will make sure that the wording is in Level Up Leaders, on the Level Up Leaders page under the invite graphic. And that's Eastern Standard Time. And I would love to see a good turnout. I mean, of course, we always would love to see a good turnout, but Mike was absolutely in shock that we were able to get Dr. Sean to do something for us again in just, you know, like a 2-week period. So I would love to value, you know, definitely value Dr. Sean's time, but of course, having a good turnout would make him happy that he took his time to do an event for us. I agree, April. I think this is a huge opportunity to share in a really for some reason, the events, if people will come to them, feels less salesy to individuals if they don't know you. Like, I think they feel like they can be that fly on the wall. They feel like they can just jump in and listen. But it still allows us for them to be in our funnel and for us to follow up with them. So I'm excited. I think it's a good thing. The last thing that I want to talk about, and then I'll just leave it open for if you guys have any questions at the very end. There will be rolling out tomorrow a really, really, really good giveaway. So there's going to be all kinds of great prizes available to you guys. Megan and I are hosting it, so there's going to be great opportunity for you guys to get a place to do this. One of the things that you're going to be receiving points for is inviting people and them showing up to this event. So that's that'll be the first thing, but I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys so that you're, thinking of your lists and who you're sending it to. But all that will come out tomorrow. But just keep your eyes open. It'll be on Level Up Leaders at some point tomorrow. Megan's the graphic master, so she's building the graphic for me. But go ahead and get your list of people that you need to follow up with and get invited to that event. Do you guys have any questions about anything at all? Doesn't have to be Edge related or anything I've even talked about. You guys are doing awesome, like absolutely amazing. I cannot believe how many enrollments that this team has had. It is the 5th of the month, and we are like 70% to the highest amount of enrollments we've ever had. So you guys are like totally rocking this month. I don't think that any of you that shared your goals will have any problem reaching them. I really, really don't. I did forget something. I had somebody ask me this today, and I thought that it was pertinent to share. On our leaders call on Saturday morning, we talked about this. I am going to spend my month of April focusing on Edge. It doesn't mean that I won't have a story with energy. It doesn't mean that I won't, still show me drinking my fundamentals and talk about full body biome, brain, nutrition. It just means that I'm going to put the effort for my posts and stories mostly towards Edge, because I just think there's a small window of time and I think that small window of time is I think it's always going to be a good product, but I think the small window of time for you to be the individual who's going to be the one that introduces it to somebody is going to be like a 3 to 4 month period. And I don't want to miss that window. So I was asked that again today after we talked about it on our leaders call. So I thought I would share that. So it's not the only product that I feel that we need to market, but I do feel like the majority of what we focus on in marketing this month and next month should be Edge. And there is an album in Level Up Leaders. If you haven't, I got that question today too. If you do not have the product yet, there's like 30 pictures of the product that you can use for your stories and your posts. They're all without an individual, so it can look just like it's yours. And that's all under an Edge album in Level Up Leaders. So you guys can use that in your stories or your posts. All right, any questions before we jump off?
I do just want to say this real quick.
Go right ahead.
You all missed the call with Beck today. She did say for people who are just starting, or if you feel like you're kind of restarting, it would be great to do the 3-day launch with Edge to go through that. So if some of you haven't shared anything at all about Edge in your, or even just briefly in your stories, that would be a great place to get going on that. And all
and if you need,
go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, you're going to say what I was going to say. Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you have that in Level Up Leaders, or is it only in Social Swagger Leaders?
I do have it in Level Up Leaders. They can find it in, I think it's Guide 2 in Social Swagger, or Guide 8 in Level Up Leaders.
Yeah.
So I think, and honestly, even if you have been working and you launched with the 7-day plan, I don't see any reason why you can't, if you haven't already, still launch with that. The launch is it's not really saying that you're new to what you're doing. It's just saying there's a new product that you're loving. So feel free, as you know, current active wellness partners, to launch yourself on Edge as well.
Yeah, and even if you've recently done a launch, Beck did say just like go ahead and go right into the Edge launch after the original launch as you were finishing it up.
Launch packs purchased this month from wellness partners are coming with a 2-pack of free Edge. If you have already purchased a launch pack, it's not going to let you purchase it from the website, but you will be able to call customer service and purchase it if you still want to do so. And that's just because the system is set up that way, so that because it automatically gives you like extra points and percentages. And for some reason, I can't figure out how to get over the hurdle of and not doing it twice. So it will only allow you to purchase one launch pack in a lifetime on the website, but you can call customer service and they will push one through for you and you will still get the free Edge. So that's awesome for you guys to even, offer to business prospects, because they're going to get 2 free Edge with it. If they're already interested in starting a business, it's a great way to start. All right, guys. Well, thanks for jumping on, and you guys have a wonderful week. Tomorrow, Beck's call at 12:30. I'll see you guys later. Good night.